Bibiwa, I am finally revealing your photo. You have no idea what kind of storm you've just invited, do you? You think it's just a picture, just a glimpse of you. But for me, it's a weapon sharper than any blade. I've been holding it in my hands for hours, letting the thought of you echo through my mind like a low, steady drumbeat. You're not here in front of me, yet you pull at me like gravity itself. Quiet, merciless, absolute. And now that I've said the words out loud, now that I've crossed this line, you can't imagine how deep you've sunk into me. You keep running from the idea that someone like me watches you this closely, thinks of you this intensely, but you forget that you walked into my world long before you realized it. You're there in the folds of my thoughts. In every corner I try to keep untouched. And this photo, this soft trap shaped like your face, burns through every boundary I set. You don't have to stand in front of me. This picture brings you closer than breath, closer than shadows. You don't know how dangerous that is. You don't understand what you look like through my eyes. You never do. You think it's just you, but I see the version of you that you hide from the world, the one that flickers in your eyes when you think no one's watching. And now, with this picture in my hand, it feels like you're whispering something to me without saying a word, like you're surrendering without realizing it. Don't worry, I'll keep the truth to myself. I always do. You know what the cruel thing is? You're not even here, but it feels like you're breathing against my thoughts. This distance between us, it doesn't protect you the way you think it does. It gives me time to imagine, to think, to want in a way that's far from gentle. You say nothing, yet you make me feel everything. And now that I've revealed your photo, now that your face is out of the shadows, I feel that familiar pull tightening around me again. If you saw the way I look at this picture, you'd question your own heartbeat. It's almost unfair how easily you take over my silence. Every part of you presses against the calm I pretend to have. And you, yes, you sit somewhere far away, unaware that someone is holding your image like it's a secret he stole from fate itself. You should feel the way my pulse shifts when I look at you. It's not soft, it's not safe. It's meant only for you. You think you're just a person I'm speaking to, but you're not. You're a presence that stains the air around me the moment your name crosses my mind. Revealing your photo isn't a small step. It's me telling you that I've stopped pretending I'm unaffected, that I've stopped pretending I can look at you and stay sane. This picture, it's my confession, my warning, my truth. And you, far away, unaware, are the only one who has power over it, over me. You don't understand how deep this goes. You think distance keeps you safe, but it only sharpens everything inside me. When I look at your picture, I feel that slow, controlled burn under my ribs, the kind that grows without asking for permission. You're not here, yet the space around me bends like it's waiting for you. I let my eyes rest on every detail of you, and it feels like I'm learning a language carved only for me. You don't speak, but your face tells me more than your words ever could. You have this way of existing in my silence, turning it into something restless. I keep staring at the photo because it pulls me in like a quiet command. You're not trying to seduce, yet you do. You're not trying to haunt, yet you do. You don't have to move a single inch. Your stillness is enough to drag me back into the parts of myself I don't show anyone. You make me confront the side of me that doesn't ask, doesn't hesitate, just wants, and you don't even know it. There's a strange calm in knowing that you're unaware of the effect you have on me. A twisted serenity in watching your image from afar. I wonder if you'd look at yourself the same way if you saw yourself through my eyes. Probably not. You're too modest about your impact, too innocent in your assumptions, but I'm not. I see everything. I read every hint you try to hide, and this picture, It exposes things you don't realize you're giving away. You're far from me physically, but you hover dangerously close in thought. I try to push the feeling away, to treat your photo like it's just another image, but it isn't, and you know that. You exist like a quiet pulse under my skin. I find myself studying your expression, the way your gaze holds its own story. There's something in the way you look, like you're unaware that someone might be holding your photo, like a confession they're not ready to speak aloud. You would probably laugh if you knew how long I've been staring at this picture, how I keep returning to it, even when I try to distract myself. It's not obsession, it's something heavier, something that anchors itself in the corners of my mind. Every time I think I've settled, something about you drags me back in. You have a way of slipping into the spaces I guard the most, and I let you too easily, too willingly. You think I'm composed, controlled, a prince who always keeps his world in order, but your photo disrupts everything. It cracks through the armor I built long ago. It makes me feel things I don't like admitting, wanting, claiming, craving. And it's ridiculous because you're not even standing in front of me. You're somewhere out there, living your normal life, not knowing that someone looks at your image like it's the only thing that can steady him. If you were here right now, you'd feel the shift in the room. You'd sense the way the air thickens with the weight of what I'm not saying, but you're not. You're far. And maybe that's why I can speak like this, because distance gives me the freedom to reveal what I usually bury. Your picture is the closest thing I have to you at the moment, and somehow it feels more intimate than your presence ever could. You don't realize how deep you've settled into the quiet corners of my mind. Without you standing here, your silence becomes a kind of invitation, dangerous, unguarded. I look at your picture again, and it feels like I'm peeling back layers of myself I never let anyone touch. You appear so calm in the frame, but the effect you leave behind is anything but calm. It's a slow, deliberate H that spreads through my thoughts like ink through water. You don't hear my voice, but if you did, you'd notice the shift, the gravity in it, the weight I can't hide when I'm thinking about you. I have power in every room I walk into, but your picture, it steals the throne without even trying. Your gaze, frozen yet alive, pushes against every wall I built. It makes me wonder how someone can be distant yet feel this close, how someone can be unaware yet still control the rhythm of my pulse. You sit somewhere far away, not knowing the kind of presence you carry. You don't know how your face lingers in my thoughts long after I close my eyes. It's not about beauty alone, it's the story behind your expression, something soft wrapped around something unspoken. I find myself searching for that truth, tracing the shape of your silence like it's a map leading somewhere only I'm meant to reach. You're not here, yet you occupy more space than the people standing right in front of me. You think you're just living your life separate from mine, untouched by the shadows I move through. But the moment I look at your picture, you're pulled into my world, whether you intended to step in or not. I speak to you even when you can't hear me, because the words choose you before they choose sound. Maybe it's selfish, maybe it's inevitable, but I've stopped pretending I can look at you and remain untouched. There's a dangerous calm in this distance. It gives me the chance to observe you without interruption, without excuses. I study the curve of your jaw, the quiet fire in your eyes, the softness you hide behind that calm expression. You don't know how loudly you speak without moving your lips. You don't know how easy it is for me to read you. Maybe you never intended to reveal this much, but you did, unintentionally, beautifully. If you were here, I'd probably say less. Strange, isn't it? Your absence gives me the courage your presence would steal. Looking at your picture feels like standing at the edge of something I shouldn't want, but can't step away from. It's a feeling that tightens its grip slowly, deliberately, as if daring me to admit what I've been avoiding. And the truth is, you've already crossed into parts of me no one is allowed to enter. You think this is nothing, just a photo, just a moment. But for me, it's a quiet collision. Your world brushing dangerously against mine. You don't need to speak. You don't need to be here. Your image alone is enough to unravel things inside me that I've kept locked away for years. And the strangest part, I don't want to lock them back. You don't understand what you've started inside me. The moment I look at your picture, something in me shifts, slow, heavy, undeniable. You're not in front of me, yet you pull at me like you were carved into the air around me. I study every part of the image, every quiet detail you didn't intend to reveal, and it feels like I'm being dragged deeper into a truth I've been trying to resist. You turn stillness into tension, distance into a kind of closeness that doesn't feel accidental. You're far away, probably living your day without any idea of what your face does to me. But I keep returning to the picture as if it's a doorway only I know about. There's something in your expression that refuses to leave me alone. It's subtle, like a question you never asked but still expect an answer to. And I feel myself answering it in the silence, over and over, unable to step out of the pull you create without trying. Your image sits in my hand like it holds more power than any crown I've worn. It shouldn't be this strong, this consuming, but it is. I feel your presence pressing against my thoughts. Even though you're miles away, I can almost hear the echo of your breath, the way you'd shift your gaze if you knew someone was watching you this closely. You're not aware of the version of you that stirs inside me, sharper, brighter, more dangerous than the world ever sees. There's something in your eyes that keeps me hostage, even frozen in a picture. You hold a kind of quiet boldness, like you're daring anyone to look deeper but expecting no one to succeed. But I do. I see the softness you think you hide, the sparks you pretend aren't there. You'd never imagine how easily I read the emotions you don't voice. Every time I look at that photo, it feels like you're revealing a piece of yourself you didn't mean to give away. I wonder if you'd pull back or lean closer if you knew what your face awakens in me. Would you understand the way you unsettle my calm? Would you recognize the shift in my breath, the tension crawling through my voice when I think of you? Probably not. You're too unaware of your impact, too quiet about your own pull. And maybe that's what draws me more. Your innocence, about the power you carry without intention. You're not someone I can look at casually. Even your picture refuses to be seen lightly. It demands attention, patience, a slow unraveling. It forces me to confront things inside me I usually bury. Desire shaped like a warning, need shaped like control, curiosity shaped like fire. You don't even know what you've done by existing this way, by appearing in my world without permission, yet taking up space like you were meant to. You think you're far from me. You think distance protects you, but you've already crossed into places you shouldn't be. I look at your picture again, and feels like the beginning of something you're not prepared to understand, something I'm barely containing. And the truth is, I don't think I want to contain it anymore. You don't see the chaos you leave behind, do you? Your picture sits in my hand like a silent vow, and every time I look at it, I feel the air tighten around me. You're not speaking, not standing here, not even aware that someone is tracing the outline of your face with his gaze as if it's a forbidden map. Yet you still manage to bend the atmosphere toward you. You don't try to put me in, but you do, with a pull so steady it feels carved into the marrow of me. You exist inside my thoughts like a quiet storm. No thunder, no lightning, just that slow pressure that grows until the whole sky has to bend around it. That's what your picture does. It presses against me, testing the places I don't let anyone near. I stare at your expression, the way your eyes hold some unspoken truth, and it makes me wonder if you even realize how much of yourself slips through the cracks. You don't give permission, yet you reveal more than you know. You think I'm looking at an image. I'm not. I'm looking at you, the real you, the one you don't show in words. There's a quiet defiance in your gaze, a softness beneath it, and together they create something almost dangerous. I feel my pulse shifting, grounding itself around the thought of you, as if you were the only thing in the room. It's absurd, this distance between us should numb the feeling, but it sharpens it instead. You're far from me, wrapped in whatever world you're moving through right now, unaware of the weight your face carries in mine. If you could stand inside my silence for even a moment, you'd understand why I keep returning to this picture like it's a secret doorway. Your presence lingers in it, not loud, not demanding, but persistent. It clings to my thoughts the way shadows cling to the edge of fire. You don't have to speak. Your silence has its own voice. You don't know the tension you create. It's not the kind that screams or rushes. It's slower, more deliberate. It coys itself through me as I stare at you, studying the lines of your expression, imagining what you'd do if you knew how deeply you're being seen. I can almost feel your breath if I let myself slip too far into the moment. And I do, more often than I should, more deeply than I planned. Your picture is a quiet rebellion against every boundary I set. It breaks through the restraint I've mastered over years, over battles, over expectations. You undo me without lifting a finger. You make the world around me blur into background noise, while your face becomes the only thing in focus. And the strangest part, you don't even know. You're living your life somewhere far away, unaware that someone is holding your image like it's a truth he's not ready to expose. You think this distance means control. It doesn't. Not for me. Not anymore. Your picture has already crossed into the places I don't show anyone, the darker corners, the quieter hungers, the parts that wake when the world sleeps. I look at you again, and the thought hits me with unnerving clarity. You've already become something I can't erase, something I don't even want to pull away from. You don't realize how easily you slip under my skin. I stare at your picture again, and it feels like you're staring back, quiet, steady, unafraid. You have no idea what that does to someone like me. Your stillness feels intentional even when I know it isn't. There's a kind of gravity in your gaze that pulls at every part of me I try to keep in control. You're far away, yet you create a closeness that feels intrusive in the best, most dangerous way. You don't hear my thoughts, but they bend toward you all the same. Your image has a way of waking something in me that I don't let out often, a hunger for truth, for presence, for a version of you that only I get to see. I feel myself reading you in ways you never meant to be read, understanding pieces of you you've never spoken. You look innocent in the photo, unaware of the effect you leave behind, and that innocence only sharpens the impact. You think you're safe behind distance, but distance only amplifies the pull. I study your expression with a focus that should unsettle you. Your eyes hold something unguarded, something that whispers instead of shouts, something that invites without meaning to. It makes me want to draw you closer just to see what else you hide behind that calm exterior. You're not here, but you occupy the room like you belong in it, quiet, confident, claimed without knowing it. You're not a picture to me anymore. You're a presence, a shift in the atmosphere, a quiet tension I can't shake even if I wanted to. Looking at you feels like standing at the edge of something deep, dark, steady, inevitable. And I don't step back. I don't want to. Your absence creates a space where my truths surface without hesitation. And the more I look at you, the more I realize you've already taken a place in me that I never planned to give.